Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Leann. I'm known here on Flosstube as Small Town Stitches, and welcome back for Flosstube 137. I hope everyone is doing well. Today is June 15th, so it is Father's Day here in the States. So happy Father's Day to all the amazing men in our life, our dads, our husbands, you know. My husband's actually not home right now. His brother needed a hand moving a trailer, and he's the only one out of the two of them with a truck. So that is what my husband is doing right now. So I figured I finished one of my goals on my stitching. I was stitching outside, and I figured, why not? The house is a little bit quiet. My daughter asked if she could play some video games. So Mama is up here stitching before the craziness that is going to be this week. So grab some water. This is my second 32-ounce cup for today. So grab some water, grab some stitching, and let's talk what I've done in the last 2 weeks. Okay. If I'm looking over here, I have all of my notes written down. Oh shoot, I gotta pause 1 second. Okay, so I was getting ready to start and realized I forgot to write my percentage and stitch count for 2 of my pieces. So that's just not gonna work for me. Okay, so first up, we're going to do my cropped version of Halloween Night. This is by Tilton Crafts. I've cropped it down to about half the size of what it actually is. So this is where we were last time. And then here's where we are now. So I have managed to get quite a bit done, I feel, in this one. I've actually added 1,508 stitches. So we started at 86.90% and it's now sitting at 88.08%. So we finished the diagonal we were working on and started our next. So this actually has, I think, just over 15,100 or something left until it is done. So we're getting really close. Here, let me move this to the edge of this page. So this is the edge of the piece where I've cropped it. So we're getting that. And then we have another set of full pages underneath and then a row of partials. So we're getting close. As of right now, it says, I think my goal is to finish by end of November, November 30th. And it says if I do 90 stitches a day, I will complete it by then. Would it be really cool to get it done by Halloween, but we'll see. So this is where we're at now with it. All right. Next up is my 1 strand a day piece, and this is Home Prayer. I've done my own color conversion and stuff, and like I said, it's a 1 strand a day piece. I'll show you where it was last time, and we started at 65.95%. So I've gotten 698 stitches done on it, and it is now at 80.90%. Here is where we are right now. I am on the last word, technically, in this piece, and then we have the flower border to do down here, and then it is done. This piece should be done by the next time you see it, hopefully. So that is super exciting to me. I'll have a finish. So I'm really liking the way this is turning out. I really like kind of the simplicity of just 1 strand a day and putting it away and watching how fast that can actually change on a non-full coverage. So love it. I can't wait to have this one done, and I will probably frame it and hang it either to the side of my desk or in front of it, or yeah. All right, next up, I was gonna just go back to my rotation wheel, and my daughter's like, Mom, you gotta start the project for us. So I had a new start. So this is We're All Right, crop number 2 from the Cross Stitch Studio. And I believe the artwork is by Abraham Hunter, which if you are new, I love Abraham Hunter's artwork. So this, like I said, was a new start. I got 1,001 stitch in, and it got it to 1.03%. So we've already hit the 1% mark on this piece, which is fantastic. And here we are. Hopefully the lighting isn't blowing it out too crazy, but we're just right in that top left corner where you can't really see a whole ton. This is on a 22 count, 1/1. My Halloween night was on a 20 count, 2/1 full cross, and then my home prayer was in 18 count, 2/1 full cross. So this is where we've got to. So yeah, she was very happy I started it, and I let her pick a bag that I could put it in, and she picked this bag that Heather the Blessed Stitcher on Instagram had sent me because it's all sunflowers. So that was that one, that new start. Next up, my wheel spun me. I wanted to go back to my whips and do something, and I spun Building Dreams, which is a Hade, or Heaven and Earth Designs. I haven't worked on this one. I tried the temperature stitching and it was on there, but that didn't last very long. Okay, so here's where it was. I started at 2.20%, and I actually added 1,000 stitches in and got it to 2.59%. And here we are now. I think I got a lot done. This is a 22 count, 1/1 full cross also. So this was page 1. So we're working down into page 2. And I think what I'll do when this page is complete is I'll go up and do this one, and then I'll stagger my pages is kind of what I'm thinking. So we're just on the edge of the garage essentially right now. So I think it's looking really good. It's going to be huge. Not sure what we're going to do with it. This is for my husband. So that's where we're at. Really liking this piece too. It was a lot of fun to get some whips back out and not just new starts. But that can't last for long because, first of all, oh shoot, I forgot my paper. Oh well. Actually, no, hold on. All right. So the day before our new start, Abby, who is from Cross and Crafts, she has an Etsy store. I've talked about her a lot, and she has her own Flosstube channel. I believe she has 2 videos out. So first of all, go check Abby out if you haven't. But she has made, it's called, she started a group on Facebook for the Harry Potter books, where she has taken each book individually and broken them down so you have a total stitch count per book, you have a total stitch count per chapter, and then you have a total stitch count of like 2 pages combined. So like I said, she created this book or this challenge on Facebook, and it's she also put it on Instagram as well, and made a Google Doc for those of us that don't have Facebook, so we can actually participate as well, which is amazing. Abby's an incredible human being. So I have printed off the first book, which is, in America, it's called Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but everywhere else in the world, it's the Philosopher's Stone. So I printed out the first book. So it kind of looks like this. I'll bring it in really close. So we have like chapter 1, we have a total, don't mind my nails, it's gardening season. We have a total stitch count per chapter, but then we see like pages 1 and 2, it was 500 stitches. Between pages 3 and 4, it's 750. You can do it however you want. You can do, the first book has 76,944 words. So you could do one project for the whole entire book. Some people are breaking it down and doing 1 piece per chapter. I am going to do, if you can see, I have 2 marked off, and they're both 500 counts. It was a new start, so I gave it 1,000 stitches. So I think I'm going to do it by page. So if I spin my wheel and get something for 750, that piece is going to get 750 stitches. If I spin my wheel and it's this 750, so on and so forth. When I spin these 500s, I would like to combine the 500s into 1,000. I don't really want to put a piece away at 500 stitches. So I think if I get a 500, I'll combine the two 500s to get 1,000. If I spin one, or there is one for 750, the piece is going to get 750. Does that make sense? So I am slowly posting my progress for this on Instagram. Head on over to either the Facebook challenge group that Abby has created, or you can head over to her Instagram, and she has a link there where you can get it from the Google Docs. So I'm having a lot of fun with it. So my first piece, I used both 500s for that. And I started, it was time, we started our Sunflower Inn, and this is by Artisy, so I'll go ahead and put a picture of what that is. I got 1,000 stitches in, and it put me at 0.44%. So the Sunflower Inn is a pattern that Alicia, who is Adventures of Stitching, and I found last year and fell in love with. She's stitching the regular size, I'm stitching the large size. Well, then we suckered Leann from Forbidden Fiber Co. in, and Stacy from Stay Stitches in. They're both stitching, I believe, the regular version as well. So after I posted mine, we got Sarah on board also. So I think she's doing the large. It's just so much fun. Okay, so this is a new start. Nothing new to show you, but here I am now. There we go. I'm gonna be in the sky for a lot longer than some of the other girls because I'm doing the large version. This is a 25 count, 2/1 tent, and I'm starting to find out with some of these switching back and forth, it's just easier to park instead of ending the thread and then restarting the thread. So you get a couple random colors. But it's very light because it's the sky, a lot of white and, you know, off-white and stuff stitches, but I love it. I'm so happy we finally started. So that's my new start. My first two for the challenge. Okay, and then last of my normal projects. This is my last spin on my wheel, and now I get to reset it, which is really exciting. So this is just Castle. We all know it's the Hogwarts castle, but this is just Castle. It's from Stitches So Beautiful, artwork by Eder Jose Rosa, and I'm using this for my pages 3 and 4, which is 750 stitches. So this is where we were. I started it at 0.62%, and after 750 stitches, I'm now at 1.09%. So this piece is actually finally at 1%, and here we are now. This is a 20 count that I'm doing 1/1 full cross. So just working more on that sky. There's a lot of sky in this background. So if we bring it back, you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, I'm almost done with that diagonal. Not quite, but that's okay. And that was all the stitches I've got to. I feel like I didn't get to a lot, but I've been tired at bedtime. Like after my daughter goes to bed, I feel like I just sleep. Okay, let's do our focus on a finish. So if you are new, I have a bunch of projects that are under 20,000 stitches on a wheel, and I spin it every day and give it just 100 stitches, so whatever it tells me to. There is a favorite that my wheel had over the last 2 weeks, and that would 100% be Hobbit Hole. So why don't we just start with that one? Actually, I spun this piece 7 times, so I got 700 stitches. Telling you, it was a favorite of mine. So I started this one at 28.42%, and it is now at 33.55%. So the way I've been stitching it has been going so much better. As far as for making progress and for me staying on top of it. So I'll put a side by side because that's just what's easier for these, because sometimes there's not a lot of stitches, minus this one. So I'll go ahead and bring it over here so you can have a side by side, and this is where it's at now. So I am really impressed with the progress on this piece. This would be nice to have finished this year, but you know, I'm just enjoying making more progress on some of these that have, you know, less stitches on it than others. So that is where that one got. And again, I got 700 stitches, spun 7 times. There's actually one that didn't get spun. It got spun today. I just haven't done it yet. Next up is going to be Song of the Nightingale. This one got spun once. So it was at 21.64%. It's now at 22.42%. And here's where we're at now. So we're just working more on filling this block in. So just 100 stitches added. How many more? 3 more. Next up was Turquoise. This is my Carolyn Manning. This one also only got spun 1 time. I'm going to leave it on the hoop because I'm in the middle of it, but I'm going to take off my thing so you can see something. So I did have something happen with this one. I finished the first row of pages. So I finally have finished this row of pages and where I was. So it's kind of hard to show you. I just had a little bit left to do. And then here's my measly start on the next row of pages. So that's exciting. Something that we finally accomplished. So Turquoise went from 43.76% to 44.04%. I have so much stuff to put away. Okay, next up, this is Rivendell. It's by Country Magic Stitch. Rivendell actually got 300 stitches in. This one I also have to move so you can see. So, Rivendell went from 27.50 to 28.84. So we finished this diagonal down here, and now we're up in the sky over here. So this is where we got to on this one. This one I'm just doing diagonals across the page, or the whole entire piece. Because the piece isn't very wide. Like that's as big as the fabric is. So yeah, that's where we got on that one. I'm gonna lose my needle. Okay. And last but not least, we have Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley is got 200 stitches in. So it got spun twice, and it went from 20.78 to 21.67. So here's that one and where we're at. So we're doing more of the sky, continuing this diagonal, and we're starting more on the dragon now, which I'm kind of glad to get out of this 775 for a while. It doesn't look like it a lot when you're stitching it, but it feels like a lot when you're It doesn't look like it a lot when you're looking at it, but it's a lot when you're stitching it. So yeah, that's my progress. I feel like we ran through that really fast, but that's okay. So yeah, that's all my stitching for the last, 2 weeks. So I'm gonna spin my wheel and just keep going, which is really exciting for me. Okay, haul. Did I have any haul? Yes. I ordered 2 pieces of fabric. So I was talking to my husband after the last video that I filmed last time, because if you've watched the last one, I am going to try to do a no buy for the second half of the year. Okay. So I told my husband, I was like, oh man, there was like a couple pieces of fabric I wanted, but I'm in a no buy. And my husband's like, technically the second half of the year does not start until July. And I was like, oh yeah, 6 and 6. But don't ask me why. It screwed I thought it was in June. So hey, I'm taking advantage of it and using that to go in my favor. So I have to actually put some fray check and put a running stitch around these because they didn't come serged, which is fine, but we've got like this going on now. So I ordered 2 pieces of fabric. The first one is going to be for Animal Panorama, which I got from Christine from Stitchin' in the Burrow. I had to make sure I could start it. So I got the 25 count fabric for Animal Panorama. And then another lovely subscriber sent me a pattern, and I have to start this. I've seen it from, I believe, Leann from Forbidden Fiber Co. is stitching this. I know Christine from Stitching in the Burrow is stitching this, and I'm obsessed. And that is Reader's Paradise by Heaven and Earth Designs. So I got fabric to start that one. And my other purchase, it's actually being shipped out tomorrow. This one made me nervous because of the possible dye lot issues, because there is so much brown, and I didn't want the color lot to change, possibly. So on Reader's Paradise, I am having Abby kit me up the floss just so I don't have that potential problem. I normally have been pulling a lot of my stuff from Stash, but with stuff like that where it's all like bookshelves and stuff like that, and it's connected, I just didn't want to have to run that risk. So Abby is, I think, sending it out tomorrow. She got me all the floss for this one, and it will be started when it comes in. And then I have decided to restart one project. I was watching Tanya, who is Stitching Addicted, and she was showing the difference in a couple pieces that she has restarted. One of them being her sea villains. This is my sea villains right here. And the difference between her 20 and 25 count, I was like, oh my gosh, it has shrunk it so much, which reminded me kind of like Snape's, but I have a lot more done on my sea villains piece. But I was just like, looking at the general, the bigger picture and how many stitches I have done, because I'm at like 2%, I believe, like 6,000 stitches, which I'm not even done with one page on my sea villains. I'm not even done with one page. So I've decided what I'm going to do is I'm just going to restart it. So I am going to have to buy, it's probably going to be the last thing that I buy before my no buy starts, is buy fabric, and I will restart sea villains as well. Don't feel bad for me. It's okay. I'd rather shrink the size and just have the progress be a little bit faster, because like I said, 6,000 stitches, I'm not even done, and it's big. So that's okay. That's all that I bought haul-wise. Just 2 pieces of fabric. That's fine. I don't need a lot. I'm gonna buy one more piece of fabric, and then I have obviously plenty to stitch on for the rest of the year. Plus I still have stuff for new starts. I don't need to be buying anything unless I'm running out of floss. Okay, books. I finished one. I finished the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series, which is Heir of Fire. This one was, I'm trying to remember because I'm on number 4 right now. It was different. Different characters started coming in this one. So I liked it though. I didn't think it was bad. Obviously I'm continuing with the series. So I'm now on Queen of Shadows, which is book number 4. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving my audiobooks right now. So those are the only ones that I have done. I've been kind of binge watching Flosstube, or listening, I should say, when I'm working. I have been listening to my audiobook a lot though while I'm working instead. I've also been trying to work on some of my CEs, or continuing education credits. I'm now at how many am I at? 15, 16, and I have to have 25 when I renew. I have to renew my nursing license every 2 years, and I don't renew until like November, but I'm trying to, and we're slower paced at work, to just knock a couple of them out and just get them done. So yeah, I was quite proud of myself for those. Okay, life update. Not a lot. Summer break has started. First official week of summer break was last week. She went to a friend's house and went swimming. She had another friend over and stayed the night. So she's always wanting people over. She is 100% loves spending time with her friends and hanging out with her friends. So try to make it happen. Some of her friends are easier to have, over than others when I'm working. Some dad need to be home just because they're a little loud and he's just got to be able to handle them. Other ones are more quiet, But, so that started. This week we have our vacation Bible school going on, and our church does it at night, so that way the adults and stuff like that can help, especially because everybody works during the day. So ours is from 6:30 to 8:30 at night. And I have been quote unquote voluntold by my husband that I'm running medical for the whole week. Well, Monday through Thursday. He'll be there on days that he doesn't work, but he works Tuesday, Thursday. So somebody's got to be there. And we didn't really have any other volunteers that were willing to step up. So Mom will be there. So that was hard to figure out meals this week because I end work at 5. We have to be there early at 6 since I'm helping. And you don't have a lot of time between when I end work at 5 and I have to be there at 6. So a lot of thinking and prep work early and all this stuff that had to go into my head. So it ends at 8:30. We probably won't leave for 9. So I'm guessing I won't be stitching at all this coming week at night. I think I will come home and be overstimulated and go to bed. So yeah, my daughter is beyond excited though. So, what else? I have decided to join a couple friends, and we have started our version. I don't know if you've heard of 75 hard. There's like a 75 hard, 75 soft. We've made like a 75 medium, if that makes any sense. So, instead of having a strict diet plan, you just try to eat healthier. It doesn't mean you can't snack. It's just trying to make better food choices. I'm looking at my thing on the wall. I have like a check mark. My goal is to drink at least 64 ounces of water a day, which is 2 of these. I'm on number 2 right now. 45 minutes of movement at least. So like one workout. I've been trying to get up at 5:30 in the morning and get like a 45-minute walk in. Now, this is going to sound so bad. It's easy for me to not get a lot of steps in. I work from home. My bathroom's like 10 steps away when I have to go to the bathroom. Even when I'm doing laundry and up and down the stairs, even when I'm active, I don't get as many steps in a day as a lot of other people. And that's even with me going crazy around my house, right? So that's been what I'm doing right now. Doing some cardio, and I've already noticed a difference. My knees don't hurt like they used to, so that's an improvement right away that I've noticed. And then I'm also going to be doing something and adding weights, and I would like to do that also at least 3 times a week. What else do I have to do? Read 10 pages a day. And then the ones I've personally added on is daily Bible, and then no more than 1 can of pop a day. That's it. Some days I haven't drank any. Some days I hit my 1. I have not yet gone over that, and I'm very proud of myself. We have to take pictures once a week. Those will not be going online. So I did that last Monday, and it's time for another weigh-in and pictures tomorrow. So I'm just liking it. And to be honest, the 75 hard is something I could just do normal, right? It could be something, at least a 45-minute form of workout. And I wanted to start it this summer where I'm not getting Bella up super early and running off to band and then running off to school, and we're not doing homework at night. So this is a great chance for me to develop a really good routine for something like this while the busyness of school is not going on. So Other than that, husband's work has been about the same. My work has been about the same. We have our nephew's open house this coming weekend. I think we have 2 more open houses next month. We already had one a week ago, so it's summer, you know. Garden is trying. My peppers aren't doing so great this year. They just don't seem to be growing as much, and the freaking chipmunks won't leave them alone for whatever reason. So I'm to the point where I'm going to try to do my best, and whatever comes up, we get. I'm not going to stress this year. The deer aren't eating anything, but I think I'm going to plant some more beans, and then the fall would be nice to do some lettuce and spinach and stuff because it is too hot to grow those right now. So I think I've rambled enough for the next, 2 weeks. So hopefully I'll be back in about 2 weeks, end of June. Not this week, but next week we have my dad's ordination for his diaconate. I need to order a frame. I still have not framed his thing. Amazon will come through and I'll just have my husband help me frame it because he's really good at being very meticulous and stuff like that. So I need to do that. So yeah, that would be not this coming Friday, but the Friday after. And I have, I can't even remember everything that's going on right now. So, I think I went over everything. I hope so. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. Remember, your mental health is important to eat and to take time for yourself each and every day and to be a light to the world around you because it is a bit crazy right now. I will see you guys hopefully at the end of June. So if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, have a fantastic rest of your June summer. And if you are in the Southern Hemisphere, enjoy your cooler weather that is heading your way. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.